Case number 570 on the calendar in the matter of Kellogg versus Kitchen Master.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat.
Ms. Kellogg, I've read your complaint. You and the defendant have a child together, separated, and at some point reconciled. How old is your child?
He's 8 years old.
When did you reconcile?
Middle of July.
July of
07.
07. And when you reconciled, you moved back to his house?
Yes, I did.
With the 8-year-old?
Yes, I did.
At the time, Mr. Kitchen Master?
Yes.
Had a payroll deduction order levied against his salary for child support.
Correct.
And how much money was being taken out of your check?
$127 a week.
This is your complaint. You lived together for 2.5 months. It didn't work out. According to you, Mr. Kitchen Master threw you out unceremoniously. So you want some sort of wrongful eviction. That's not going to happen. You were paying rent?
No. I was providing towards the expenses in the home and giving Mr. Kitchen Master his child support back.
Well, anyway, you didn't have a lease with him. This is not a wrongful eviction. So that part of your complaint is dismissed.
It's fine.
It is your claim that the money was taken out of his check. You got it. You gave him that money back in cash.
Yes, I did.
Just a second. And when you finally left the home, because it didn't work out, Mr. Kitchen Master went to the state, advised them that you had been living with him for 2.5 months. The state stopped your child support for 2.5 months.
Front of court.
And you want that money back because it is your claim that you returned the money to him.
Yes, ma'am.
In cash. Mr. Kitchen Master says you never gave him any money in cash. You may have given money in cash for expenses for the house, but it was not a return of the child support. Is that your claim?
Yes.
I assume, Ms. Kellogg, that you have bank records that are going to indicate to me $127 a week coming into your account and then a cash withdrawal of $127 within a day or 2 or 3 of
The same day.
the deposit.
I have the same day.
Can I see it,
And my
please?
witnesses as well.
Can I see it, please?
I had a deposit of... Okay.
Okay. I see that $127 came in, and I see on the same date $100 came out.
I withdrew $100 each Monday, and I gave him $100 of that child support, minus the $27.
Just a minute. What other money did you give him?
I gave him money out of my payroll.
Just a second. I mean, you were living there with your child, and I assume paying part of the expenses.
Yes.
Because this looks to me as if every time he sent you child support, you took $100 and you said, here is for my contribution to the household.
No.
So you say that you gave him additional money.
I did.
Show me.
I gave him cash money out of my groceries, and I took care of the children fully while I was there.
What did you pay towards rent?
He didn't ask for rent.
Well, what was this $100 for?
That $100 was to give him back his child support.
You didn't give him back his child support. His child support was $127. You only gave him $100. You have a witness? Just a second. Just a second. I want to hear a witness because somebody wants to raise their hands and tell me something. So I want to hear what you have to say. Who are you?
I'm Brittany. I'm her daughter.
Yeah. Did you move in too?
Yeah.
Just a minute. Hold on a second. So it wasn't just you and the 8-year-old. It was you and your 8-year-old and your daughter.
Yeah, it was 3 kids. Me, my sister, and my brother.
So you brought 2 other children with you.
Yes.
And how much were you paying for their support?
I was paying for their support completely.
How? Show me.
Your Honor.
Yes.
Her 22-year-old son also moved back in with us for a while.
No, I
No,
want you
he
to
didn't.
show me, listen to me, I want you to show me somewhere in your bank records that you took out each month and gave him money for the support of yourself and your 2 other children.
I cashed my payroll, and we discussed what the bills were, and I paid him towards phone bills and consumers. I provided groceries, and I took care of my children completely as far as clothing or anything that they needed, that whole duration.
What was this $100 for, Mr. Kitchen Master?
She said that it was my child support, returning my child support, and there was no bill paying. I received $580 from her, and that was it.
$580 in total for the
Cash.
2.5 months that she lived there, and that includes these $100. Does that include this $100?
That was those $100.
That's not